Welcome to Hello Darlink. Hello Darlink is hosting today very special guest, Betty Tran. Betty Tran is the CEO, founder and the head designer of the Betty Tran brand. Betty, please tell us how it all started. I know that your brand is only 12 months old, and the amount of achievements and personalities and all of it that happened in 12 months is just, as I have to say, amazing. How it started, what was your debut?
We debuted Betty Tran Spring Summer 12-13 in March last year, and we took the first collection at New York Fashion Week, and that's how it all started. We received an overwhelming response from New York, and followed by a number of women who would request me to dress them in Betty Tran, including Jessica Hart, supermodel Nicole Trunfio. And from there, you know, we just started the brand only 12 months, but it's been an amazing journey. And how it all came about, you know, telling the story of the Betty Tran woman is that I personally couldn't find anything for myself to wear at that time. I mean, as a busy woman myself who literally taking on 3 jobs per day and just said from this place to another place, I couldn't really keep up with the fashions and find something for me to wear. So Betty Tran is all about, you know, finding that balance in between your busy schedule and look stylish, chic and timeless and elegant at all times. And that's the story behind Betty Tran.
Yes, I understand. But how do you, as a Betty Tran, arrive at the New York Paris Fashion Week? How do New York Paris Fashion Week finds out about Betty and invites Betty? How does it happen?
I guess that we did a show at Paris Fashion Week, and that's where we show, for the first time I put my names on it, Betty Tran, and it came from a friend of mine. Say, I think it's about time you put your DNA into it. I was so scared all this time. I felt that I wasn't ready, but he said this collection is you in there. And for the first time I put my names on it, so okay, let's try it. And literally, as soon as the show finished, I've got a call from the lady who organised New York Fashion Week and said, Betty Tran, I've shown your collection and this is international level. I really want you to be part of New York Fashion Week. And I was like, are you sure? You called the right person? Are you sure? Because I'm looking at the list of the designer that debuted at Fashion Week, you know, including Tony Majeski, Akira, Bettina Liano have done it for 15 years, and I was like, I'm within my first year. Are you sure that's you want me to be part of it?
Yes.
And said yes, and that was it, you know. And then in 2 months, we pack our bag and show our very first collection at New York Fashion Week.
And the rest is a history.
And the rest is history.
Yes. Betty, may I ask, you dress numerous personalities and celebrities. Is there any story that you would like to share? Anyone that was fantastic or very difficult, or were they all absolute delight? How do you, for example, dress Serena and Venus Williams? How did it happen? Did you just go and measure them and made them this? How does it happen?
I think it really about sending out the energy out there to the universe, I believe, because I couldn't believe the thing that I've achieved in the past 12 months, and the amount of celebrity who requested me to dress them was enormous. And obviously I don't know where they're coming from, but they all personally, you know, connect, and you get people talk about, and this person talked to another person, and then suddenly it came through celebrity, and they say, you know, I really love what she's doing and I would love to dress her. And I think that apart from that is sending the right message. I think for me is not really about creating or defined the Betty Tran woman and giving that rigid formula that this is how a woman should dress. I think for me the reason why I believe is the key to my success is that I create a story of my own, which is that Betty Tran woman who very confident, successful, and the clothing need to empower women to become successful. And every single collection that I send out to the public, always coming back to that message. And I think that women, you know, really understand that and they connect with it. Yes. And I think that's all about, you know, making a difference in what you're doing, and I think that's the reason why I get to where I am now, and very pleased with the journey so far.
And I'm wearing today one of your beautiful, beautiful collections dress. Yes.
You look absolutely divine.
Thank you very much, and I feel very empowered, I have to say. A question. Your background, you were born in Vietnam. You
Yes.
arrived in Australia how many years ago?
I arrived in Australia when I was 14, so that is about 10, 11 years ago.
Yes.
As a migrant.
Yes.
I still remember my first 6 months in language school. I had to learn English.
Yes. And your family, your mom, I believe your mom comes from design and dressmaking or haute couture in Vietnam, if I may call it this way.
Yes, correct. I got very inspired by my mother. She was a tailor and she'd done it for about 30 years. So from a very young age, when I was 5 years old, I was already on sewing machines and helping her with a lot of orders. And it's funnily how I said to her, Mum, I would never want to be in the fashion industry and I would never do what you do because it requires so much hard work. And here I am just doing exactly what she did before.
Never say never, Betty.
Never say never.
We wouldn't have the Betty Tran woman.
Absolutely.
So what's the future? Where Betty vision is? Where will Betty be in 10 years' time? And I hope we have you on a Hello Darlink in between many times with the update of great things happening. What's your vision? What's next?
I think my vision is really simple. It's all coming down to telling a story to the woman and get them connected to your visions. And coming from, such a difficult background where I have to start from scratch. I still remember my first moment leaving all my jobs behind, starting my business with $2,000, create my collections and don't really know where you're going to go next in the next 3 months. Luckily that collection been making it to New York.
Yes.
So for me, it was just really continue doing what I love doing, send the message out there to all the women, you know what, if you really love to do something, you need to go for it because life is too short.
Yes.
At that moment that I've decided for myself that that's what I wanted to do and follow my heart. And beyond that is that what you're doing going to make a difference to other women and to also inspire other people to follow their heart. Mm-hmm. And I think that's keep reminding me of why I'm doing my job every day. So every single morning you wake up, you feel you're just not making clothes, you're actually making dreams happen. Beautiful. And you inspire other people to follow their heart, and that's what's kept me going.
And you've got 2 new stores, one in the heart of the city.
Yes.
And the new store in Claremont Square, yes?
Claremont Times Square.
Excuse me, yes,
yes,
that's right. So that's where our public, our followers, and all the women can go and buy your merchandise, yes?
Yes, absolutely.
And view your beautiful collection.
Yes.
Thank you, Betty. Thank you, Betty Tran. We hope to see you very soon. All the best of luck for the future and for all lucky Betty Tran women.
Thank you for having me, Barbara.
Thank you for watching Hello Darling today. We'll see you on the next show.